He says that a lot too.
Here we go. Having fun at the Newton Community Theater. It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout Shortcast video. This is kind of for you folks who don't have the time to listen to the whole audio Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast. And with me over here is Will Edgar, the musical director for Annie. And over here is Sue Berkema, the executive director of the Newton Community Theater. And Will, tell us the story of Annie.
So Annie is an orphan, grows up in New York City. She has a kind of wicked orphanage leader in Miss Hannigan. And so Annie, basically the whole story is she's trying to find her parents. She doesn't know if her parents are alive or dead or what. So it's kind of her search for her parents. A billionaire named Oliver Warbucks comes in, and he has her. He's supposed to have her for just a couple weeks over the holidays. He does it every year, and so he has her in, and it kind of goes from there. She meets his servants and different people, and they do like a nationwide search for Annie's parents, and kind of goes from there, and has kind of a little bittersweet ending there. But it's great music. Of course, The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow is such one that everyone knows. So great music from it, and just a great classical.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Okay, I'll stop singing now. Sue, we're going to have to get Will a playbill because he's probably going to need some prompting because there are two sets of casts. And so I'm going to defer to you, Will. Go ahead and tell us who, you don't have to go through the whole cast if you don't want to, but maybe who some of the major players are in this cast and some of their characters.
All right. Well, first off, we have the main characters, Annies. We have two Annies, and they're wonderful, wonderful characters. And by the way, we have a red cast and a blue cast. So all the orphans are separated into a red and blue. So they will each get 3 shows that they do, and it'll go every other night. So the Annie in our red cast is Ingrid Alexander, and she is just a wonderful actress, great singer. I have her in my middle school choir. She's going to be an 8th grader this next year. Just an awesome, awesome, wonderful voice. She's made Opus Honor Choir, which is our all-state every year. Just a wonderful voice. So she's awesome. And our other Annie is also one of my students, actually, currently, Caitlin Cope. And she is just a phenomenal singer. When you hear Caitlin, you're going to be like, wow, that's an 8th grader?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Great pipes, huh?
She does.
Okay.
And she's a great actress as well.
Let me ask you this, just real quick. I didn't ask you in the podcast, but is it hard to get them to project at this age, or is it easy, or I mean, were they picked because they can handle all that?
It's kind of a mixture. Some kids can. Some kids just naturally have it, or they've learned to project either through children's theater, if they've done that, and some kids have a background in it. Caitlin's mom is also in the show, Leah. She's our Grace Farrell. Just a astounding, just lovely voice. I've worked with her in multiple shows, Joseph, and other things. And sometimes a little genetics kind of helps too. But yeah, some of the kids, it's tough. A lot of times what I do with my students when they're having issues with projection, you get a song or something they know from the radio or something, and you have them do that, and a lot of times they'll bring out that projection and something that they know.
The radio.
So, yes. So we also have a lovely rest of our cast. Just some highlights. We have a few families. You heard the Ingrid Alexander, her family, the Alexanders. There's 4 Alexanders, I should say, in this show. And so we have multiple Cope, multiple kids in the Cope family, as well as Leah, who's the mom. We have the Earl family, which I can't even count here how many Earls there are. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's at least 5. There's 6? Okay, there's 6. Sue's telling me there's 6. So a lot of Earl family, and also the Soppy family as well. There is 5, I think, or 4.
Yes,
5 in that one. Yeah, 5 in the Soppy family. So we have we filled out a lot of our cast with families, which is great, and they're all really, really good, as well as the rest of our cast.
All right, fantastic. So tell us about presentation dates and times. Well,
okay, so it's split up between, there's 2 different times. There's some 7 p.m. showings, there's some 2 p.m. showings. So the 7 p.m. showings are on June 19th and 20th, as well as the 26th. And then our 2 p.m. showings are June 21st, 27th, and 28th. So make sure you check that because, and also with the 7 p.m. time, if you're someone that's come to shows in the past, we used to do 7:30 p.m. shows. It's at 7 o'clock. So make sure if you're going to the evening shows, it's 7 p.m., not 7:30. If you come at 7:30, you'll be somewhere in the first act, and you'll miss out on Hard Knock Life for sure, which is another one of the songs that everyone knows, as well as some other things. So make sure you make it if you're coming to those. But then, of course, we also have those 2 p.m. matinees.
Yeah, and it's a fun show. Yes, Sue.
I gotta add, so we have an awesome orchestra. Fun fact on that one, we have 2 husband and wife teams in there in the orchestra, and we have 2 brothers.
Oh, how about that? Who are they?
The brothers are Trimble, Noah, and help me. I don't know.
Noah and, oh gosh, I should know.
Oops. Oops, that's
The
okay.
Trimble boys, and then we have a Dickerson couple,
Okay.
and we have Joel Jones.
Joel Jones,
Joel
old
Jones.
friend of mine.
Yeah.
Met him at the Hy-Vee
And
Fast
his
and
wife.
Fresh. Yes, and his wife.
Mhm.
Good people.
Yeah.
Just real quick, we just have a little time left. We try to make these shorter than the audio, and you could scoot a little closer over here, Sue. But tell us why people should support the Newton Community Theater and how they can support the Newton Community Theater.
To support the Newton Community Theater, it gives great creative value to the lives of many, and also gives them confidence that when they go on to a job or public speaking, that it becomes so much easier for them. And it's just makes them healthier in their life, that they are well-rounded. And to support this, we will always take cash donations. We love that. And we do have some people giving us vintage clothing, which is great. And the best support we could have is actually come to the show, be a ticket holder, be a season ticket holder, a patron. If we just can have that continued support through the year, and come and see some great shows. They're awesome.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I saw my former speech teacher in high school about 2 or 3 weeks ago at the Maid Ride, Frank Cruz, who's been inducted into the Newton High School Hall of Fame. And last weekend was Alumni Weekend. And he suggested, I praised him. I have, 4 influential teachers. One was Mrs. Helen Forbes in 5th grade at Woodrow Wilson. But Steve Mullen, my speech teacher in 9th grade, Mr. Cruz, my speech teacher in high school, and Chuck Betts, my drama teacher in high school, very influential with me. And I told him, I told Mr. Cruz that he was very influential, and he said, you should record students sometime over Alumni Weekend and ask them who their favorite teacher was and what kind of impact they had on their lives. And I had to mention Chuck Betts, my drama teacher, because the best teachers for me are those that not only teach you about what they have to teach you about, but also teach you about life. And I always remember, and I mentioned this in the podcast, there are no small roles, just small actors. And I think that's a good phrase to remember for life, because in theater, you not only need people on stage in the spotlight, but you need a lot of people backstage. And you had mentioned dedication to Sandy and Harvey Olsthorne. And Harvey and Sandy's been on stage a lot, and she's been behind the scenes also in some plays. But Harvey has built multiple sets for the Newton Community Theater, and I know there are times we didn't know what we'd do without him. And there are people who've done makeup and all different costumes. You've done a lot of costumes and things like that. People behind the scenes, you have no idea what goes on. And in fact, my role at WHO Radio, I'm producer for the morning show. I'm just sitting there pushing buttons all morning long. People have no idea. So I have small roles, but it's still important. It's just like that in theater, right, Sue?
Oh, definitely. I always joke and say that however many actors there were on stage, there was that many behind the scenes.
You bet.
Also
You
helped
bet.
bring it there.
Yep.
Needs to be mentioned. So anyway, Will Edgar, musical director for Annie, and Sue Berkema, the director of the Newton Community Theater, joining us today on this edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Thanks so much for joining us. Please, please come see Annie. People have worked really hard to put this on. It's going to be a great presentation. I know some of the actors myself. I've been in plays with them. I've seen them in various plays, and they're going to do an awesome job, and you will not be disappointed at the Newton Community Theater. Till next time, Grout is out. See ya!